Welcome to Mount Panorama, where 20 wildly different road cars have come to Bathurst, chasing money, reputation, and one chance to become an overnight name.
There is no balance of performance here. The cars range from 550 to 610 performance points, with different tires, drivetrains, weight, and power. It will be wonderfully unpredictable.
10 laps, cloudy skies, and Andrew starts 20th and last in the white 2023 Subaru BRZ. The field is released, and the Cash and Prestige Invitational is underway.
The BRZ will not win a drag race against the big power cars, but it is light, balanced, and gentle on its sport tires. Andrew must gain time under braking and across the mountain.
Andrew is already alongside Shimoda. Late on the brakes, the Subaru holds the inside, and 20th becomes 19th.
That is exactly the correct opening. Do not fight the horsepower. Make the car small, carry momentum, and force the heavier machinery to change direction.
Another place gained in the traffic. Andrew is 18th now, picking his way through cars with twice the straight-line drama, but far less composure.
And the early timing is already extraordinary. D. Debacker's old Civic touring car leads, with B. Hubert's Volvo estate emerging as the unlikely challenger. The supposed prestige cars are being embarrassed.
Andrew draws alongside through the fast approach. He keeps the Subaru planted, and that is 17th place.
P17, good work. Temperatures are coming in. Keep the exits clean.
One lap nearly complete, and Andrew has already climbed from 20th to 17th. Up front, the Civic and the Volvo are disappearing.
Fuel use and tire wear are both multiplied by 3 today. The efficient cars can attack without stopping, but a heavy car that overheats its tires will lose seconds across the top of the mountain.
Collett's classic Porsche is vulnerable. Andrew commits, gets the nose through, and takes 16th. And he is not finished. Ono is next. The BRZ changes direction beautifully, and Andrew is up to 15th.
This is intelligent aggression. Andrew is placing the car where the heavier drivers cannot respond, then using the Subaru's balance to complete the move.
The next target is Hugh Morel in the yellow car. Morel is a veteran of these cash races and has never been known to surrender a position politely.
Morel built a reputation in club racing by making a car occupy every centimeter of road. Andrew will need to show the nose early and make the intention absolutely clear.
Andrew gets the run, moves out of the slipstream, and takes Morel, 14th place for the white BRZ. But Morel strikes back immediately. The yellow car powers through, and Andrew is pushed back to 15th. Andrew refuses to let it go, back alongside, better on the brakes, and he retakes 14th. A proper Bathurst scrap between these two.
P14, nice recovery. Settle the car now. Long race, long race.
Andrew consolidates 14th as lap 3 develops. The next group is beginning to come back toward him.
The Barroso Civic looks like an old privateer relic, but underneath it is light, stiff, and beautifully sorted. He can brake later than the powerful road cars and ask much less of the tires.
14 seconds is not yet the margin, but Herbert's Volvo is the only car living with the Civic's pace. The old estate has become the crowd favourite.
They call it the brick. Long gearing, huge turbo torque, and remarkable stability over the bumps. It should not work this well at Bathurst, and yet it very clearly does.
Behind those two, Schultz's Countach leads the conventional contenders, with Vargas in the Hellcat and Pellegrino's electric Model 3 trying to stay in touch.
For Andrew, 14th is not the headline, but every pass matters. Promoters, sponsors, and rival teams remember the driver who starts last and forces his way into the fight.
Lap 4, and Andrew can see Barroso's Nissan Z and Escudero just ahead. This is the group that decides whether his charge continues.
The Nissan has more torque and speed, but the BRZ is lighter on its feet. Andrew must stay close through the corners, so Barroso cannot simply escape on the straight.
The gap is shrinking. Andrew has dragged the Subaru right onto Barroso's rear bumper. Andrew pulls out, commits under braking, and gets the Subaru ahead of Barroso, 13th place after starting at the very back.
He prepared that for several corners. Better exit, earlier throttle, then one decisive move before Barroso could use the Nissan's power.
Barroso is coming back, alongside on the faster section, and the Nissan retakes 13th. Andrew is returned to 14th.
That is the performance difference. Andrew gains the position in the technical section. Barroso answers with torque and acceleration.
Stay with Barroso. He is weak on entry. You are better across the top.
Andrew attacks again. The BRZ is through and back into 13th. This rivalry is becoming personal. And Barroso gets him back once more. The Nissan refuses to yield, and Andrew drops to 14th again.
They are spending tire life and lap time fighting each other. It is spectacular, but Escudero is using the battle to edge away.
Morel remains behind in 15th, while Andrew holds 14th and tries to rebuild the gap.
At half distance, the BRZ still looks stable. The front tires are working, the rear remains predictable, and the fuel number suggests a no-stop run is still possible.
Fuel is good. Tyres are acceptable. Keep it tidy over the mountain.
There is bad news for Andrew. A 2.4-second penalty is showing on the dash. That will have to be served, and it threatens the gap to Morel.
At Bathurst, a penalty hurts twice. You lose the time directly, then you lose momentum and tire temperature while the cars behind close.
At the front, the unlikely story grows larger. De Backer's Civic and Abert's Volvo have broken the race apart.
People see old bodywork and assume slow, but low mass, proven suspension geometry, and years of development can defeat a newer car carrying too much power and too much weight.
Andrew is running alone in 14th for the moment, but the Barroso Escudero group is still visible ahead.
With sport hard, medium and soft tires all permitted, strategy is hidden. A soft tire car may be fading now. A hard tire runner may only just be reaching its best.
Clean lap now, no more penalties. We can still catch the two ahead.
Another penalty is showing, just over 3 seconds this time. Andrew's pace is real, but the margins across the mountain are punishing him.
The target now is discipline. He cannot recover 6 places and then throw away the reward with repeated penalties.
The traffic is compressing again. Escudero is 12th, Barroso 13th, Andrew 14th, and all three are within striking distance.
They also need to watch the mirrors. The leaders are coming through, and mixed speed traffic at Bathurst can destroy a battle in one corner.
One of the front-running cars flashes past to put Andrew a lap down. That is the scale of the Civic and Volvo's domination today.
Being lapped does not end Andrew's fight. Barroso and Escudero are in the same race, and 12th place is still directly ahead.
Two cars ahead, Barroso first, Escudero next. Use the brakes, do not chase the throttle.
Andrew is right on Barroso again. He shows the nose, forces the Nissan defensive, and keeps the pressure on. He is through! Andrew takes Barroso for 13th and immediately turns his attention to Escudero. Now Escudero is under attack. Andrew sends the BRZ alongside and completes a second pass. From 14th to 12th in a handful of corners. But he is overreached. The Subaru runs wide, the car slides across the dirty surface, and both Escudero and Barroso sweep back past. Andrew falls to 14th.
The first move was excellent, the second left no margin. Once the tires touched the dirty edge, the BRZ lost the precision that made the attack possible.
P14. Car looks okay. Reset, breathe, and bring the tyres back.
Andrew has gathered it up and continues in 14th, but that brief appearance in 12th showed what might have been.
For reputation, the drive still matters. Everyone in the paddock has seen the overtakes. The lesson is to convert that speed into a clean result.
The leaders are approaching the end of their 10th lap. Andrew, already lapped, is completing his 9th and final tour. Final lap for the race. De Backer leads Urber, while Andrew begins one last run across Mount Panorama.
The Civic has controlled this from the front, but Ebert's Volvo has delivered the shock of the day. An estate car, second at Bathurst, ahead of a Countach and a Hellcat.
Andrew climbs the mountain for the final time, the white BRZ still carrying speed despite the punishment of 9 hard laps.
The car remains balanced, but the penalties and the failed double move have fixed the result. Today's pace was better than 14th place.
Across Skyline, through the S's and down toward Forest's Elbow. One last committed descent for Andrew. And De Backer has done it! The battered-looking Civic Type R touring car wins the Mount Panorama Cash and Prestige Invitational.
B. Ebert brings the Volvo home second, only 14.255 seconds behind. K. Schulz's Countach is a distant third.
Bring it home, Andrew. No risks. Checkered flag ahead.
Andrew crosses the line in 14th, one lap down, but after starting 20th, fighting as high as 12th, and giving us some of the race's best action.
De Backer wins and sets fastest lap. Hebert is second in the Volvo, Schulz third in the Countach. Andrew gains 6 places, with the result limited by penalties and one costly excursion.
An extraordinary Bathurst race, an old Civic victorious, a Volvo estate on the podium, and reputations made all through the field. From Mount Panorama, thank you for joining us.